Hello, welcome to Into Dorkness, episode 7/23. We're just 2 episodes away from the grand 25th anniversary extravaganza.
Yep.
It's gonna have me and you swinging on a spider web, and all of our villains, our rogues gallery will be below us shaking their fists, saying, "Stop talking about Star Wars." But no, we won't. Or Star Trek. And we'll be like, okay, we'll talk about Star Trek. Yeah. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys.
The other day, I was at work, and as I'm known to be Monday through Friday,
about 40 hours a week,
about 40-ish hours a week. You know, about 5 days of those. It's split up. I mean,
about 8 hours.
If I could get away with
just doing 2 days straight without sleeping,
20 hours straight, and then sleep for 8 hours,
okay,
and then knock out the next 20, and then. And I'll be like, I'll see you fuckers next week. Peace.
I think I would do that too.
I would definitely do, I would take a 4-hour pay and work 9-hour shifts 4 days a week.
I think
then get an extra day off.
My mom does something like that. She does 10-hour days, 4 days a week.
I do that shit. But I would have to still have my weekends off.
Yeah.
I'm going to dictate the terms of this.
I've got some very specific requirements if we're going to change this arrangement.
But then, and then just a random, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be Monday or Friday. I wouldn't have to have a 3-day weekend. I'm not going to be greedy. Right. I know I'm asking a lot already. Just give me a Tuesday or a Wednesday, because, I mean...
You're not asking a lot. You're volunteering to work 20 hours in a row.
And I'll tell you what, I'll
actually work.
I'll actually get some work done. I'll actually do stuff.
As opposed to the 3 to 4 hours a day I do now.
I might get a little nutso after around hour 13 or 14.
I've spent time with you when you're in sleep deprivation situations.
It's a lot of fun.
It's an experience.
Give me a cart of Mountain Dew Kickstart, the official energy juice of Into Dorkness, and I'll be fine.
I was at Walmart the other day, and I almost picked up a couple of 4-packs just so you'd have them at the house. I don't know why I didn't. I guess I'm a bad friend.
$3.78?
No, they were $4.08.
Really?
At Walmart. I guess they weren't on sale or whatever.
They were $3.78 at the Walmart neighborhood market by my house.
Maybe the prices
and I almost
are
picked
higher.
them up. Maybe I picked. Yeah, the standard of living is
HEB.
so much higher.
It's 30 cents higher.
30 cents higher, 10 miles down the road. So, no, but I was at work. And I went, and there's a girl that I'm familiar with, not biblically.
Just in the regular nice.
Just the regular, hi, how you doing
way.
And I gave her the guns. I went, pew, pew. And I was like, I shot you with my laser gun. And she says, Star Wars or Star Trek. And I go, Trek. And without even thinking, I go, Trek. It's a phaser. I think Trek's overtaken Wars. There's more good Trek than there is Wars. We've discussed that.
That's true, but I think... For me, the best of Wars is still better than the best of Trek of what I've seen. The Empire Strikes Back is still better than anything Trek-related I've seen. It's a more consistent level of goodness. It's just lower. So, it's kind of... I agree with your basic hypothesis. It's just... It's hard for me as a lifelong Star Wars kid to...
You can't separate yourself.
I can't.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. We're not going to talk about it this week because Shaun has yet to see it because he's not a true fanboy. Or he's a married 30-year-old man with better shit to do.
Well, I wouldn't say playing Mass Effect for 12 hours this weekend is better shit to do. But I did promise my wife I'd wait until she could go, and she's been working all weekend.
We're not going to talk about Pacific Rim. I just came from it, so...
He just came from it.
2 more ways than one, double entendre.
Literary
devices. Words are power, dude. I'm still washed over with from the rim goo.
Right.
This movie is this is all I'll say about this week. This movie is as close to this generation's Star Wars as a movie can be now.
Oh shit.
Just because kids are just bombarded by so much shit. The way a kid could just the way a 10-year-old could watch Star Wars in 1977 and just be holy shit, what the fuck did I just see?
Right.
I don't know if that could ever happen now because
there's just too much amazing. We're bombarded with amazing stuff all the time.
But
and bad stuff too.
But it's this movie made me feel like a kid. It's giant robots fighting giant monsters.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what the bummer is? I was
This movie's everything Man of Steel should have been.
I was researching not researching. I was looking.
Google, computer. Why was Man of Steel so bad?
I was looking at the box office grosses. I was like, how much has this movie made? Because I noticed it had disappeared from the front page of this app I use to get movie tickets, and so I was like, is it done already? Is it gone from theaters? And so I was looking at that, but I ended up seeing the weekend grosses so far for this weekend, and it looks like Grown Ups 2 is beating Pacific Rim in theaters right now. Fuck you, America.
No, yeah.
Like, seriously, you have no one to blame for all the bad movies but yourselves, and the fact is, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Like, I was it you that told me that Grown Ups 2 was trending better than Pacific Rim?
It might have been.
I think Pacific Rim will definitely
get some word of mouth.
Oh yeah, because I mean, everyone leaving is going to be like, you need to go watch that movie. Like, you need to go watch that movie twice.
Like right now.
I might go see it again. I saw it in IMAX, which is
Right.
definitely the best way to see it.
Okay, good.
It's such a big movie.
Did you see it in the third dimension?
I did.
Okay.
I saw it in a third dimension, and every time they were in water, I would I'd dip my hand into my cup and splash myself with water. So it's kind of like in the fourth dimension as well.
There seems to be a lot of water in the movie, at least from the ads.
Well,
they're coming up out of the ocean.
Out of the Pacific Rim. That's
Right.
why it's called as such. So I mean, yeah, they come out of the ocean. So they're like, oh, that thing's coming out of the ocean. Well, let's fight it in the ocean.
Right.
You know, before it gets. I mean, there's.
Before it makes landfall.
Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of fighting, on land.
I want to see this movie so bad.
It's pretty awesome.
If you told 16-year-old me that this movie existed and that the day it came out I would not be seeing it,
you're a fucking liar.
I would have slit your throat.
You know what? You deserve this, you goddamn liar.
You're from the future. Nobody's going to know. You see Looper? I know. I'm into all kinds of shit.
Wait, you haven't seen Looper at that point.
Maybe I have.
Maybe.
The last guy who came back from the future brought a
dude.
DVD.
The first Shaun, the Shaun doing the slit in the throat, is already a time traveler. You killed original Shaun. There's 3 Shauns at play. Star Trek this week.
Yes.
Let's start. There's no edit there, by the way. Like, we went straight from
We decided
from
to
Shaun kind of committing suicide to Star Trek talk.
Right.
Symbiosis. You didn't like this episode. You said boo. You said boo all over this episode.
To be fair, I said boo while I was watching it in the middle of Tasha Yar's drug speech.
That's the worst
really,
part
that
of this
really
movie.
pushed it. Like, otherwise,
Of this telefilm.
Otherwise, it's okay. But
No.
that speech is so bad.
I really like this episode except for that speech. It's just like, yeah, Wesley, drugs do make you feel good for a while, but then they're really bad. So
Why would anybody want him to escape? Like, you'd think a 16-year-old would understand.
Like, you think
He's
a
a
16-year-old,
genius.
you think a 16-year-old would have already like smoked a J at least, you know?
Right.
Like, come on, dude.
And
I mean, if we're just going by, the cause and effect and just like the natural progression of life and of
Right.
humanity, like
even a good kid.
like in the 2400s, like he was like smoking J's like in birth. Like,
Well, they're
he, like,
legal.
He
now.
pops out and he's like lighting up like, hey
Right.
doc, cut this cord for me, thanks.
He's got THC in his formula.
Exactly. That just only makes sense.
Right. That's why they don't fight more. That's why everybody's like, well, hey man, let's work it out.
Hey dude, let's do this.
Kirk skipped his THC treatments, which is why he was so goddamn like angry all the time and crazy. I'm Captain Kirk.
Like the Vulcans were like, listen, don't tell anyone, but this is the reason. This is how we're so calm all the time. And Sirach holds up the fattest blunt you've ever seen in your life, and Cochrane's like, what? I don't know, but the feel. That's really why I liked Magic Carpet Ride, because he's like, and Sirach's like, this is a dope jam to get high to, and he's like, I guess so.
Zephram Cochrane.
Good old Zephram Cochrane, in love with a computer, like a weirdo.
It wasn't a computer; it was an alien.
An alien computer type thing, whatever.
Computers
are alien, yeah, whatever.
No, the problem with that speech, and I guess we're jumping ahead right into it. For me, is that it ties together the rest of it in this bow that I really don't like. That I find really Well, Reagan era. I just keep thinking of like Reagan era, like war on drugs shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't smoke. That's the worst Ronald Reagan impersonation
Right.
ever. You shouldn't. The Gipper says don't smoke drugs.
I don't know. It
Give
just
me my jelly beans.
according to Wikipedia, the cast didn't want to do the speech either.
Oh,
So
it's pretty awful.
it is real. It doesn't even feel like it's from the same episode.
The episode deals with these two races. One is they're on a freighter that's they get a stress signal and they're like, hey, we need to fix this freighter. We don't know what's going on. And Picard's like,
How can you be a captain and not know what's going on?
and he's like, oh, we need this coil. We can, we have a replacement if you can install it. And they're like, I don't know what that means. Which, do they ever explain, like, why they're so dumbfuck about their own ship?
Yeah, basically. They've stopped advancing because of the drugs. So, like, because they're all drug addicts, they can't function, like, on a regular level, so they're not learning. They're just staying well and surviving. It's kind of like, you don't change the tires on your car if you're shooting up heroin every day.
Well,
you don't remember to get your oil changed.
Well, no, that does make sense. Like, the whole meth mouth thing, it's not people, it doesn't come from smoking meth, it's just when people are like, I'm too preoccupied with
meth
that I'm not going to brush my teeth.
I'm not going to floss.
I'm not going to floss.
I'm in outer space.
And fuck all if I'm going to use mouthwash, let alone brush. Are you kidding me?
Is that true?
That's what I read.
Oh, that's a fascinating fact.
Like Star Trek, ahead of its time
Yeah.
in so many ways.
Did you recognize Kirk's son?
I did.
Okay.
I was like, I know that fool. Like, I know you asshole. And I had to look him up. I'm like, oh, that's Kirk's son, who's dead of AIDS. He died of AIDS.
A year after this episode was filmed.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad.
I mean, he wasn't the world's greatest actor, but, like, it's just weird knowing, like, hey, a year after your guest spot on this TV show, like, you're done.
Yeah. I mean...
And that your life ends, period. I don't know. It's just, that's awful.
Yeah, like, I mean, who's to say what's too early? I don't know. Everything happens for a reason, I guess.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, it can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a reason in as much as he got AIDS, that's why he died.
Well, I mean, like, if you look at it this way, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, obviously, like, he was a young, talented man. Obviously, like, his family, his friends, those who cared about him were heartbroken. But, I mean, here's another semi-famous person who succumbed to this disease at a time when everyone was like,
cancer.
And so
it might have called more attention.
Exactly. So
fair enough. It can serve a useful purpose.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, everything. I don't think everything happens for a reason, but everything can happen for a reason.
Right. Can be turned to a purpose.
So
fair enough.
So these guys are like, we need to get this. There's beef between them and
they were buying the
Breckians,
right? Who were like their uptown cousins.
Yeah. It's kind of, one of them seems to be wearing like space overalls. One of the Ornarans,
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we need this shipment, and the Breckians are like,
you didn't pay.
You didn't give us the money. It was on that freighter which exploded. So as far as we're concerned, the
payment was never rendered.
Yeah, transaction was never completed.
Shit's ours.
And they're like, you're gonna kill us. You don't understand. And so the crew figures out, or the crew finds out that it's like this shipment is medicine that the Ornarans need.
Right.
That the Breckians are like, it takes us so much effort and time and money to
harvest this plant.
So we can't just give it away for nothing.
But it's their only export.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not?
Yeah, seriously, if you've got a drug empire, and they should be expanding, why are they only selling to one planet? Like, they could be like the Scarface of space.
And so, right, they're just sitting there with like a mound of whatever that drug
those
is.
Pink tablets. Tommy guns.
And so, Dr. Crusher, well, because they're like, we're sick, we need this medicine. And Picard's like, whoa, I don't want you guys giving us no space cooties.
Right.
And so